I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was scarred with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawn. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos. Okay.
All right. Yo, party people in the place to be. It's your man's Uncle Freezy. I'm the host of the Knicks Morning Drive on your favorite YouTube channel, Blorangetears. Please tune in every weekday, Monday through Friday at 8:45-ish to get the latest buzz, rumors, and gossip and opinions about our beloved New York Knicks and other things going on around the NBA. Of course, you know, there'll be laughs and surprises and a bunch of other stuff. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, turn the notification bell on, and share on your social media platforms. Spread the word so we can continue to grow the Blorangetears family. Again, this is your man, Uncle Freezy, host of the Knicks Morning Drive. Looking forward to seeing y'all tuning in every weekday at 8:45-ish. Peace.
Yo. What's good, Knicks family? What's good? Hey, check this out. It's a little dark up in here. Let me see if I can get some background light or something going on here. Oh, my goodness. It's dark as I don't know what it's been. I feel like I'm in the bat cave. You know what I'm saying? But welcome. We have a specified time that we're going to be on tonight, right? So we got 2 hours to get this Knicks talk in and talk about what's important to you guys. You know what I'm saying? This is what this show tonight is going to be all about. We're talking about what's important to you guys. Chuck. Welcome, my brother.
Salute, Sergeant. How you doing?
Hey, it's all good, my brother. It's all good. It's always a pleasure to be on the panel with you, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Always a pleasure.
Likewise, sir.
No doubt. So chat. We're gonna switch it up tonight, just a little bit, just a teeny bit, right? So for you guys that's in here that have something substantial to say, we're gonna address your comments tonight. You know what I'm saying? So if you got something that you feel like you want to get off your chest, let's talk about it. Let's go ahead and have a conversation. Let's go ahead and have a conversation tonight. That's what it's all about. But I'm telling you right now, don't come in here with no ridiculousness because you're going to get called out. I'm letting you know right now, you're going to get called out. And if you are the type of person that have your feelings hurt easily, this may not be the place for you. Because what we got right now is rough, rugged, and raw. You know what I'm saying? The 3 R's. Rough, rugged, and raw. So I'm just saying, Chuck. I'm saying, man. You know, what I'm tired of is this, right? people will do a drive-by on you, right? And then just roll out. And then we start talking about the same thing for the next hour. And the person that brought it up ain't even in the room.
Exactly.
We're not doing that tonight. We are not doing that tonight. I got 2 hours. 2 hours, ladies and gentlemen. So what I'm asking you, Knicks fans, is this. What is it that you want to talk about? You saw the impromptu that we had earlier today, and I thought it went really, really well. I got to interact with some Knicks fans and kind of figure out what's on your mind. So I'm asking you again, Knicks fans, on the real, what's on your mind? What while you guys get your thoughts together and we get people in the room, and as you come in the room, I need you to like and subscribe. What we got going on right now, like and subscribe. But I'm gonna ask Chuck, what do you think would be the avenue in which New York Knicks fans need to pursue moving forward?
To be honest, G-Man, I think we need to have some patience. Our front office been tight-lipped about a lot of things. We didn't know what direction they were going to go in the draft. We speculated, we talked about it, we brainstormed, we threw out ideas. A lot of us had guys in the draft that we wanted, but at the end of the day, they chose the guys probably that they had on their board from the get-go. We can make assumptions, but we don't know for sure. I know that 2 of the guys that we drafted were late interviews and workouts, last minute interviews and workouts. So they had some idea. I don't know where we're going. I want to be patient because this is, believe it or not, Knicks fans, a rebuild is something brand new to us. We'll start off with a rebuild, and then all of a sudden, everyone's gone. We got a high priced person here or there, and we're first round exits. So I want all of us to exercise patience and restraint. Like, it can't be over the top, over the board, jumping off the cliff with every little piece of news. Now, the only thing I will be highly upset with is that at tomorrow at 5:01 p.m., the New York Knicks have re-signed Elfrid Payton. 3 years, $15 million.
So Chuck, I'm not going to allow you to get me in my feelings in like 5 minutes into the show, because that would upset me historically. I'm telling you right now. And people talk about this running back thing, right? Mm-hmm. And I talked about this in the earlier show. I haven't seen anything that tells me that that's not what they have on their mind right now. Because the guys that we have on the roster right now, I haven't heard anyone say that, I've heard, I guess, tidbits of people saying that this team could potentially have interest in a Nerlens Noel.
Right.
I haven't heard anybody say anything about a Burks or a Bullock. You know what I'm saying? Well, I take that back. Burks, no, but Bullock, I've heard teams have interest in him. But if someone tells me right now that there is any hint of bringing back Elfrid Payton, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna have to go on a hiatus. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to go to a deserted island where there's no internet, no TV, none of that, and get my mind right before I come back. I'm telling you, don't do that to me.
I'm on the same page as you. Here's why I say that, because I was under the same impression as you. Like, maybe they're thinking about running this back, and they got some cheap labor,
right?
So that they might have to pay someone a little more, maybe like a Burks or maybe like a Bullock, to get them back for the continuity, right?
Right.
I was thinking that because I'm like,
Yeah.
Some of these moves don't look like they. I don't know, New York, what we doing. But like I said, I want to be patient because despite what fans have been saying in the chat and throughout the city, New York has never been through a rebuild ever.
No, ever. You're right. 100%. You are correct, Chuck. 100%.
So this is new territory to all of us. You know, I know we have these names that we think is going to, you know, push us forward or put us over the top, put us in the conversation of, you know, title contention. But I don't think we don't have our structure built yet. We don't have our foundation built yet. We only got two for sure pieces, and that's Randall and RJ.
Agreed.
Everything else is we have to wait and see. You know, none of the guys, even Quickly and Obi, right?
Yep.
Quickly and Obi were rookies last year.
Yep.
Quickly was supposed to be a second round, but we took him in the first after some, you know, trading down and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Obi is still a work in progress.
Yes, sir.
He made some steps, but he's still a work in progress, and so
Absolutely.
you can't count on that. If this was a spade hands, you got two in the possible. you got two and two possibles.
Hey, look, if I'm your partner, I'm looking at you across the table like, what? For real?
You know, and that's not a hand you really want to bid on. You looking at your partner like 2 and 2. Dude, look at your hand again. Look,
for real. I'm like, are you for real? Look, I'm gonna need you to check that again. Are you telling me that's all you can give me? Can we go 3 and 1 or something? You know what I'm saying?
Right. So I look at it from that perspective. Like, okay, we're still building. I like the pieces that we got.
Yeah. Thanks.
Granted, they weren't the guys that we were talking about.
Right. Yeah.
But when you you know, all of the in the moment emotions go away and you look at it logically, like, no, wait, these guys fit what we're trying to do.
Right.
Not to harp back on the Carmelo trade. Like, Carmelo didn't fit what D'Antoni was doing at the time.
Correct.
He was not the right piece.
Right.
And we saw what happened eventually. The coach got fired, and they put someone in there that was going to utilize him to his strengths. So if we take that piece of information and apply it here, like, okay, McBride fits. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the other young man we got?
Grimes
fit.
Yep.
We're looking for defenders and shooters. They both do that. They both do that pretty good. How well is it going to translate to the NBA? We'll see in a couple weeks once summer league starts, right?
Fact.
My only thing is, and this is a question not only to you, but to the chat. If we don't get one of the top point guards that will be available, we don't get the Kyle Lowry, we don't get the Alonzo Ball.
Mm-hmm.
Would you all be okay with bringing back Derrick Rose and Derrick Rose starting?
So I would say I would be okay with Rose coming back, and I would be okay with Rose starting, but I need someone coming off the bench being prepared to play significant minutes, because even with the Derrick Rose starting, I don't want Derrick Rose. If Derrick Rose is on this team again next year, I don't want him to play as many minutes as he did last year, because I want him to be effective. I don't want him to be that thing that we do, you break glass in case of emergency, right? Okay. I don't want him to be that guy. I want him to be the guy that comes in and establishes what the tempo of the game is going to be, and then we have that secondary point guard come off the bench and say, okay, I'm going to give you these many minutes, and then at some point we bring Rose back in. That's what I'm looking at. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I don't believe, again, in free agency, and it just called me. It may be jaded or whatever the case may be, but I just don't see that guy that we can go out there and get at point guard and be able to come in and be that vet and provide that vet leadership. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense.
Right. I don't see that. Here's why I say bring back Derrick Rose, because after you talk about Dennis Schroeder and Lowry and Ball, everybody else is a backup point guard.
Yep.
Everybody else is a backup point guard.
Thank you. Oh my God. Facts.
Whether we're talking about Devontae Graham or whoever else, everyone else is a backup point guard. So I'm saying if you're going to bring in a younger backup point guard, how much of a veteran leadership is that really?
None. Zero. That much right there. Zero.
Right. And now you talk about bringing in a younger guy who, let's just say you bring in Devontae Graham on a 1-and-1.
Right.
I think some of these guys aren't going to be looking for a 1-and-1 because they're looking for that long-term stability. Yep. And I don't know if the collecting bargaining agreement is coming up soon. So we don't know how that can affect the league. We could have another lockout. So guys want to get their money and get their ducks in a row. But let's just say he takes a 1-and-1. What have we seen in our recent history about 1-and-1s? They play hard, they look great, and then now they're looking for a huge contract.
Yep. That's a fact.
So now do we pay this guy who had a phenomenal 1 year, $20, $25 million?
Nope, I'm not doing that. That's the exact definition of front office malpractice in my opinion, because you knew signing these guys on these 1 year deals, they're auditioning for their next deal. That's all they're doing.
Right. So
they're going to come in, they're going to play hard for you, and then if you sign them to a 2, 3, or 4 year deal, then they get back into that lackadaisical. Well, I got time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not looking for that. That is not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for, I need people to come in with that dog mentality. If you come in for that 1 year and you got the dog mentality because you're trying to get your next contract. Now, once you get that contract, is that mentality going to be? Are you able to sustain that? You know what I'm saying? I don't think so.
And see, that's the thing that scares me, especially when we're talking about bringing in, essentially a backup point guard to start for us. That means if we don't go after any of the actual starting point guards that will be available.
Right.
This guy may have a great year because you're playing with a bunch of hungry guys that are trying to prove themselves, especially the rookies.
Yes,
we're saying Tibbs already dispelled that rumor by playing quickly and Obi as many minutes as he did. He didn't have to,
right?
But he gave them minutes, and as time went on, especially Obi, he excelled in the minutes that he got. So they're probably going to play these guys. They're thinking that the guys that they drafted in McBride and in Grimes are going to play almost immediately.
I agree.
I mean, we had Pele. Pele came in a couple of games and looked completely. Anyway, I don't want to get on that.
It's all good, brother. It's all good.
but they just drafted this athletic monster that, with all intents and purposes, like, you can say what you want, but this guy might be competition for Mitch because
I'm thinking, Chuck, to be honest, and I'm just gonna be honest, right? I think they just drafted the replacement for Mitch. I'm just saying that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think that happened. That just happened. Because you got a guy that how many full seasons has Mitch actually played?
His first year.
And how many years has he been on the team?
this is coming into his 4th year right here, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So granted, and people will always argue this point. Oh, Mitch is on his rookie year deal or whatever the case may be, and this is what he's planning for. Okay. So I give you that. But how many times has he been available to be on the floor for the full year?
Okay. Well, the first year Mitch had issues with staying on the floor because he fouled way too much.
Yeah. Yep.
The second year he got better, but then he got hurt.
Right.
The 3rd year he had 2 back-to-back fluky, like, oh my goodness. Are you Mr. Glass? Like, how is this even possible, bro?
Facts. I'm with you.
And you have to be careful when you're talking about foot injuries with a 7-foot guy that is a sprinter.
Right.
Like, he's a sprinter. He's faster than some guards and forwards, especially getting down the floor in transition.
Yeah. I agree.
So you have to be worried about that. My thing is, okay, if you're going to keep Mitch, and you pay him 12, 13 or whatever, and then you have this guy coming off the bench, don't do these kids a disservice the way Chicago did Tyson Chandler and Eddie Curry.
Right.
Because those were 2 kids straight out of high school that they didn't teach any fun. They don't have the fundamentals coming out of high school.
Right.
Like, high school kids, if their parents didn't invest in them, meaning sending them to camps, every camp there is, they're planning every tournament around great coaching or good coaching, they don't have the fundamentals. A lot of coaches like to ride the coattails of guys so they can get these sneaker endorsements, so they can get their next job coaching at maybe a bigger school, or, be the creme de la creme AAU coach, right?
Facts.
So they don't teach them the fundamentals. People forget Tyson Chandler was on his way out of the league until he got with the Hornets and Chris Paul. Chris Paul changed his career.
Say that again. Boy, say that again.
Chris Paul changed his career. They were like, yo, this guy's a bust.
Yeah.
This guy can't do anything.
Fact.
And Chris Paul took his career and turned it into something that lasted a lot longer than it should have for a guy who was extremely limited offensively. Like, if it wasn't a lob, you couldn't count on Tyson Chandler to get you any buckets. But his defense was that elite.
Right.
I think we have to work with these guys, give them some. The easiest shot, which is the hardest shot to block, is the sky hook. You can't teach these guys just a hook, because I'm telling you, if you can get if you make yourself a threat, got to keep the defense honest. We can't clog the paint. We can't double team Julius Randle down here, because Mitchell Robinson will be able to take that mid-range elbow jumper or whatever. Yeah. And then that opens the game up for him. You don't think Mitch can take a big man off the dribble?
I would like to think he can. But that up until this point, that has not been his game. I would like to think he has that skill set, but up until this point, I have not seen him execute that on a consistent basis. If that's fair.
Well, I agree. I'm gonna address something in the chat from Alton Lee. He says Sims is a career backup center. We can't expect him to come in and compete for a starting position. Well, Mitch is a backup, has backup center skill, but he's starting because his defense is that good. Trust and believe. If they had someone who probably wasn't as skilled defensively, but knew their assignments, could get there, maybe not as good of a shot blocker, but could score, Mitch is gone, or Mitch is on the bench. if you bring in anybody that can add anything offensively, Mitch goes to the bench. So the same thing with Sims. Like, he has the same skill set as far as rim running and playing defense and being an athlete as Mitchell Robinson. I'm not saying that he's going to start, but to say he can't compete with Mitch, they're the same thing. Mitch has more NBA experience, but they're the same. They're the same thing in my eyes. Once I saw the tape on this guy, I'm like, wait a minute, is this man touching the top of the backboard? Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! We gotta get a point guard. If we ever get a point guard, if we ever get a guy, combo guards are cool, but combo guards are really shooting guards who ain't tall enough to be shooting guards.
Exactly. Exactly.
So their mindset is, once you set this pick and I turn this corner, I'm putting that floater up or I'm going to the rack. Big man, you did your job by getting me open. Because shooting guards have a scorer's mentality. If it's open, I got the green light and I'm going for it. Mm-hmm. That is the reason I have pause with Quickly. Everyone keeps saying, well, Quickly is our point guard. No, he's not. He's a shooting guard that can handle some ball handling situations. But as your main point guard, there were way too many times he shot that floater when he should have lobbed it up for the guy who was cutting or going to the rim.
So this is a question I will ask you, Chuck. Is Quickly the guy that can come down court and say, Randall, I'm taking the ball out of your hands. I'm running the offense. Is Quickly that guy?
I think Quickly, it's a yes and a no. I know that's contradictory, but hear me out. Quickly has the attitude that he would say something like that.
Okay, I give you that. I give you that.
But Julius is going to look at him like,
I was about to say that. Is Julius going to listen to him?
What you talking about, Willis?
And for those of y'all that don't know what that reference is, that's different strokes. Google that. And look at Arnold and see when he says, what you talking about, Willis? Google that. I agree 100%. Hey, Fish. Hey, welcome to the panel, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Salute.
Sarge. Salute to Uncle Chuck. What's up with y'all?
Hey, it's all good. We hanging out, man. We have a finite amount of time tonight, so I'm all about down and dirty tonight. So what we're doing right now is I want to get the chat's input on these topics that we're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to get their input because I feel like sometimes the chat feels like they're not being engaged. So tonight, I'm all about engaging the chat. I'm gonna put you guys on notice and say, when I ask you a question, I need for you to answer the question. Don't give me no roundabouts and what ifs and what I want and these hyperboles. I don't want none of that. If I ask you a question, answer the question. Understand that. Sir. Understand that. So this is what we're doing, guys. So the conversation right now, Fish, is this. We're talking about the incident with Mitch and the draft pick that we got at center and not having a true backup. So what do you think as far as Mitch being that guy and who we could potentially have backing him up and what is his aspect long term? I know that's a lot coming out, but package it how you want.
First thing first, salute to the chat, salute to the panel. Salute to Uncle Freezy for having this beautiful channel to have us being able to voice our opinions and come together as Knicks fans to talk to each other and have these deep conversations with hundreds and thousands of different Knicks fans all across the world. Thank you. But to answer your question, Sarge, I mean, I don't think Jericho Sims is going to be Mitch's replacement. I feel like he's another body that can do the same thing Mitch does, so we don't lose. We don't ever lose that on the court.
Gotcha.
Give or take. So even if Mitch is injured, Jericho Sims can still bring that same type of player.
Okay.
That Mitch would bring at the same time. Mitch does need to. I don't feel like we took advantage of Mitchell Robinson for his contract. For what Mitch definitely outplayed his contract, and I don't think we took full advantage of that. Like, we could have got more out of Mitch.
Right.
For what, I mean, we did get a lot for the million, like $4 million we've been paying him the last, up to this year. I guess we probably made like $4 million.
You talk about from a value perspective.
From a value perspective, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay,
like, I'm
gotcha.
saying, like, yeah, we definitely got more. Even though he's missed a lot of games, when he's on the court, we've gotten our millions dollars worth.
Gotcha.
If you get
Okay.
what I'm saying,
I do.
We didn't lose no money in that aspect, and I feel like we could have got more out of him if we had the proper point guard or the proper guard play. We could have got even a lot more out of him. Just kind of like how, like in football, the kind of the goal is to try to win with the young quarterbacks now. How you try to win before the quarterback, gets that big contract. I feel like we should have took advantage of Mitch right now before we have to pay him that big contract, to where it's kind of like we're not getting the same production value out of him. You get what I'm monetary
I got
wise.
you.
Like,
absolutely. I feel what you're saying. I feel what you're saying.
He played his way into that $200 million contract.
Right.
Is he worth $200 million now?
No.
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 But you know what I mean? Like,
I feel you.
He got his, he built up his cachet to make that money.
So I feel you.
I feel like we could have got a little bit more out of Mitch in that aspect of things.
I'm with you. So let me respond to a couple comments in the chat. First of all, let me go to my man Gregory Castillo. He says Whiteside, JaVale, Dwight Howard. So Gregory, what I would tell you, out of all those names that you just put up there, the dude that I'm looking at right now, if you told me I had my choice of people that played the 5 position I could go out and get as a vet, I want Dwight Howard. That's who I want. That's who I want. And I believe, and I say that because I think Dwight has seen the game from a couple of different lenses, right? And he could bring that type of mindset to younger players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And make us good long term. So I'm all about the Dwight Howard, but I'm not saying Dwight Howard is the mentor for Mitchell Robinson. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is whomever the Knicks feel like the person is long term at the 5 is who I want to marry them up with a Dwight Howard. If that
you don't think Dwight Howard would be a perfect mentor for Mitch? I feel like Dwight Howard is what Mitch, the ultimate Mitchell Robinson, whatever that could have been.
Fish, I would tell you this, brother. If I could count on, if I could count on Mitch being available every season, all season, I would say yes. But what Mitch has shown me right now is I have to kind of pick and choose when he's going to be available, when I need for him to play. Do I need to put Mitch in a protocol like a Kawhi Leonard?
Is Mitch? How do I say this? Is Mitch always injured or is Mitch always hurt?
Injured. He's not hurt. He's injured.
Okay.
He's injured.
Is his injury something that you feel are like repeatable, or things that will always happen, like a knee problems, or do you think they're nagging injuries? Because
I think
didn't he hurt himself, like break his hand like on the rim or on the backboard or something?
Some people could call it a freak, right? Freak, but when we talk about injuries, right? So when you are honing your body to do a certain thing, your body's able to resist those type of injuries. But whether it's your foot, your wrist, your ankle, your eyebrow, whatever it is that you hurt,
right?
You are not available for me to put you on the floor to do what I'm paying you to do. Then now, not only am I paying you, I got to go out and pay somebody else to do what I'm paying you to do. Why would I do that?
That's true.
So
I don't know.
go ahead. Go ahead, Fish.
I just feel like at the end of the day, we pay the guy $1 million.
Right.
So Fish, this is what I would tell you, right? Understand Mitch is on his rookie contract.
Right.
And during your rookie contract season, your job as a rookie is to prove your worth to the franchise.
Of course.
So at that point, I can then come back to you and say, you've done X, Y, and Z, and I'm offering you X amount of millions of dollars to come in and continue to do what you're doing. Has Mitch done that at this point?
I feel like, yeah. I feel like being his agent, looking on if I was his agent, you can't tell me Mitch hasn't done what he's supposed to have done in the time that he's played, in the time that he's been around. And it's not a proven fact, but we've seen in the playoffs that Mitch was missed.
Right.
We've seen even if you try to say, oh, you can't say that, or we with our own eyes, with the eye test, we know we needed
that presence. Right.
Presence on the court. So
100%. 100%.
I can tell you, like, oh, yeah, he broke Wilt Chamberlain's record. That's you might try to combat that and say that this is why he did it, but no, he did it. As a rookie, he was second or third in blocks in the NBA on limited minutes. That's something that he did. That's something that you can't take away. Injuries are not.
So as a person with the checkbook that's spending the money, this is what I would tell you. Your availability is your best asset. So when I call you up at 3:00 in the morning and say, this is what I got going on, I need you to come handle the situation. That's what I'm paying you for, and you're not available, why am I spending that money? You know what I'm saying?
And that's when you negotiate. That's when the incentives and all that type of thing.
But hold on, Fish. What the contract says is, I hired you to do this thing. When I hired you to do this thing and I called you and you can't perform this action, why am I paying you?
Because when I am on the court, I perform all those actions.
No. When you're on the court, you're doing fine. I have no qualms with that, right? What I'm asking you is this. I'm paying you for this service, and I expect for you to provide this service 82 games out of the season. And I understand you're going to be hurt from here or there. Things happen, right? I get all that. I don't get it twisted. I get all that. What I'm asking you is this. If I'm paying you for a specific service, and out of 82 games, you're only giving me 25% of what I'm paying you for, why am I paying you?
But you can't say that, though.
I can. Yes, I can.
You can't say Mitchell Robinson only gave you 25% worth of his contract, though. You can't say that.
What I'm saying is you were only available 25% of the time. And because you were only available 25% of the time, I have to go and pay someone else for the same services that I'm paying you for. That's my problem.
Julian, sorry, I mean to cut you off, Fish. Julian Blum said something interesting in the chat, and it's kind of a setup for what I want to say. Maturity wise, I don't know. Maybe the front office is waiting for Mitch to mature and focus, taking basketball more serious.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment. Because Mitch is young.
You don't want to pay a guy, hundreds of millions of dollars, or even $80 million, right? And his main focus is not
basketball.
We've seen that with other guys. Once they got paid, it was like, yeah.
But hold on. That is true. That's true. But it not in Mitch's defense, but is that kind of the Knicks' fault though? At the same time?
Well, you have to know who you're dealing with.
Right. So what I'm saying is, shouldn't they have, in my opinion, I see what you're saying with that. And shouldn't they have paid him sooner to see how he would act on a shorter deal?
Think about what you just said. Think about 2 seconds. Think about what you said. I'm gonna pay you before you produce for me.
No, because they could have restructured his contract after his first year. After the first year, they could have restructured that second-year contract, that 2-year contract, and then they could have gave him a little bit more money to see where his maturity level was really at. Because when you get the money, you can act different.
Oh my God!
Is that what you just said, Chuck?
Well, yeah. Some people do act different once they got the money. Here's my conspiracy theory. This is what I want to get to, and then we can double back to this, or it might tie in some way. My conspiracy theory is the front office was telling coaching staff, like, yo, hold him back a little bit. Like,
yeah, that's what I mean.
I can see this guy being something special if we develop it right. So you get him on a second deal for peanuts, because you got him on the first deal for peanuts. Like for peanuts for what he did. Yo, I don't care what no one says in the chat. I'm not reading the chat just yet. But yo, anytime you can block a rim at the shot, get knocked down, get up, sprint out to the 3-pointer and block that too, dude. Like no one else is. LeBron James, best basketball player in the league, right?
Right.
He wasn't doing that.
Right.
Not that. So he inherently has something that no one else has. So you can tell me about rim running and all that. Yes, you can find guys that can do that. But telling me that someone that can block, teams were scared to shoot threes because they was like, yo, this dude not only can contest, but he has the ability to block. A block shot, a block 3-pointer from Mitchell Robinson sealed the game for us. So I feel this is just a conspiracy theory. Like I feel like they're holding him back a little so that they can get him on another, long-term deal that doesn't hurt their pockets, so that they can, try to bring in their bigger superstar players, and so you'll have a center that impacts the game, that don't cost that much, and you can bring in those high price $30-40 million guys.
So hold on. Let me. I'm gonna
go ahead, Fish. Go ahead, Fish.
G, I see what you said in the chat. You said that's not how life works. What I was basically saying is basically how we did Alonzo Trier. Like how we paid Alonzo Trier got paid basically more than most rookies did, especially from when he got picked. But we were able to cut our losses early. That's what I was saying basically about Mitch. Like a way to where we can cut our losses early, because now we're kind of like backed into a corner to where like we really got to pay him or trade him. It's one or the other. So
let me ask you this, Fish. Was that a good deal or a bad deal?
For us?
Yes.
I mean, what, the deal that he's on now?
Yeah.
I mean, of course it was a good deal. We paying them peanuts on the dollar. Of course we win it on the deal, but we're at a point where it's like we kind of scared to pay him.
I don't think we're scared to pay him. I think that what we're talking about right now is so I do business every day for a living, right? That's how I feed my family, right? Mm-hmm. So what I'm telling you is this: I'm not about to give you a shiny penny if I don't think that you're going to be able to execute on the things that I'm paying you to do. Now, if you miss one day for a sick day, give it. I got you. But if 85% of the time you're not available for me to do what I'm paying you to do, guess what? I'm going to find somebody else. I'm not going to pay you. I'm not paying you. Why would I do that? I have to actually open my wallet and pay Chuck to do a specific 1, 2, 3 thing, right? If Chuck does not produce in 1, 2, or 3 on a consistent basis, I got to go someplace else. Right. Why are you going to pay someone that is not adhering to their point of the contract? That's my point. you know,
and that's why I mean he backed us into we're backed into a corner because
we're not. No, really, we're not.
He's okay.
We're not. So I'm not talking about when he has played. When he has played, he has been an asset for sure, no doubt. I will not dispute that fact. But what I'm not paying you for is to play, 25% of the games, and then 85% of the games, I got to go hire someone else to do what I'm paying you to do. Why would I do that? That's all I'm saying.
I get exactly what you're saying.
So your job as an NBA player is to be available when you're supposed to be available. If you're not taking that serious, if that's not at the forefront of your mind every day when you wake up, I don't need you on my team. That's all I'm saying.
So you're saying we should get rid of him?
What I'm saying is this. I'm saying Mitch has a year to prove his availability. I'm not talking about what he produces on the court. I'm saying he needs to make sure that people knows that he's available, because up until this point, he has not been available to be an asset to the team, because I'm paying Mitch and I'm paying somebody else to be what Mitch is supposed to be right now. That's what I'm doing. That's all I'm saying.
I see where both of you are coming from now. Now that I sit back and listen. And here's the thing. You're both right. Here's why you're right first, G-Man. Him being available is an issue. But then that goes also into contract negotiation.
Yes.
Look, bro, you've only been available 75% of the time. That's just a number I'm throwing out, 75% of the time. I know that the market value says this, but this is what I'm going to give you. And we're going to add these incentives, and you meet these incentives, then this is what your base salary is going to go to. Right.
Right. Yep.
And Fish, you're right, because for $1.5 million, or $1.7 million, he's exceeded that contract.
Contract value. I agree.
You have to pay him something. I think the thing is, we have this number in our head of, Mitch is going to want this amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He's worth this amount of money.
Right.
But when you look at the whole landscape of what guys are getting, and then you look at their numbers, and you're like, wait a minute, I don't know if we're going to give him $17.
Yeah, right.
That's crazy.
Right.
So
right.
I think it will come down to what he does the rest this upcoming season. I think if he starts off strong, if I'm the Knicks, I go in there and start, 10 to 12 million. Because if he finishes strong, then you're going to have competition, because you picked up his option. He is an unrestricted free agent. And I feel that Mitch is going to go wherever the money is.
So if you're Mitch's agent,
which one? Because he done fire about 6 of them. Which one are you talking about? The one he currently got?
Yes, you're Mitch.
Okay.
Just period. If you're Mitch's agent, are you telling him to take a long-term deal or a short-term deal?
I'm telling him, look, based on what he's produced thus far, he needs to get a long-term deal. So when he gets hurt again, and he will get hurt again, he's still getting paid. And if that's not what his agent is telling him, I will fire him too, or him or her. They get fired day one.
But if you're telling me you only gonna give me 10, let's just say the market comes back and teams are only trying to get Mitch 10.
Okay.
But he feels like he's worth, 17, 15.
So Fish,
do you take that loss? Do you take that loss now?
Yes.
And bet on yourself.
Look, Fish, this is what I'm gonna tell you. Anytime I go into a negotiation about salary when I apply for a new job, right? I always aim high. Aim high with the expectation of whatever organization I'm negotiating with is going to bring me down to whatever their market value is, right? And we meet someplace in the middle. That's how negotiations work, right? I will always value myself over whatever organization that tells me This is what we value your services at. Okay, I tell you what, if I don't get this right here, I take my services someplace else. So I'm fine with that. And then what they would do is they come back and say, okay, well, I may not be able to get where you are here, but I can get you within probably about $10,000 of what you're asking for. Okay, so $10,000, but okay, I will take that $10,000 pay cut, but I need these incentives, right? So if I meet this goal, and this goal, there's a monetary aspect associated with that. That's how negotiations work, right? Notice at no time did I say, am I expecting you for you to pay me when I'm not at work? You feel me?
I feel you on that, but if you're saying you're saying you would pay Mitch less money because he's not available.
What I'm saying is I'm paying you based on your availability.
Right. So that's
yes. You're right.
Right.
So when we come into these negotiations, what I'm telling you is I have charted how often you are available to play your position and to do what I will potentially be paying you to do. Right. So you haven't proven to me that you're available the times that I need for you to be available. So why am I going to give you a contract to say I'm going to pay you for something that you may potentially not be available to do?
Right. So that's why I'm saying why wouldn't he try to bet on, so like his injuries, like we've been saying, like he's hurt, he's injured, but they're not like career threatening injuries. Like, and he's always hurt. He's gotten hurt playing hard, basically.
Okay. So I
why would
understand.
he bet on himself?
I understand this, Fish. He can bet on himself, but as an organization, what I'm telling you is this: if I'm the guy that's negotiating your contract, I'm looking at your injury history, right? I'm looking at how often are you available to perform at the level that I expect for you to perform at, and when you're not available, I'm not paying you. Now, if I put that in the contract, would you sign with me? If I say, Fish, you are my starting center, right? Whenever you're at work, I'm gonna pay you for your efforts, right? And the times that you're not at work, I don't have to pay you. Are you gonna sign that contract?
Depending on how long is that contract?
4 years. 4
No,
years.
I wouldn't sign that.
Why?
Because in 4 years, I could be making more money in less time.
But you're not playing. You're not playing.
But if I've shown, but if I've shown in the next 2 years that I'm available, then the next team is going to want to pay me.
Oh my God, no, they're not. Because I'm gonna tell you what the next team is going to say. The next team is going to say your injury history has you out of the game more often than you are available to play, and then again I have to pay someone else to do what I hired you to do in the first place.
Not if I haven't been injured in the last couple of years, though.
Okay.
One thing.
Gordon Hayward just got. What did he just get? He just got like $100-something million from the Hornets. He's always hurt.
Yeah,
that was a bad deal.
I don't know.
That was a bad deal.
That's what I'm saying. A good agent is gonna get you your money.
Right.
Go ahead, Chuck. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
I agree with that. A good agent is going to get you your money. Like they're because they don't make money unless you make money.
Right.
Facts.
So they're going to get you the best possible deal.
Yep.
I believe. Well, one thing that I'll say about Mitch's injury, when you're talking,
which one, Chuck? Which one?
Anything dealing with a foot.
Okay.
Dealing with a foot with a guy that's 7 foot is an issue. Look no further than Yao Ming. Granted, Yao Ming is 7'6", but we can go down the list throughout NBA history of when a big man are having issues.
Yes,
it derails their career. It's never the same. It's the same injury constantly. Now, I remember he hurt his ankle, maybe like his first year, or he hurt his ankle twice. And then the foot fracture this past season. I think Mitch's issue is Mitch is just very skinny. Like, I think that's
frail. Let's say frail.
There we go, frail. I think he's frail. Some sources, and my brother particularly, is like, "Oh, Mitch has been working out. Mitch looks swole. Like, Mitch look like he's." And I'm like, okay, that's good.
That's the wrong part of the body, though. That's the wrong part of the body. He working out the wrong part of the body. Mitch has never had an injury to his upper torso.
Right.
Correct me if I'm wrong. He has never had an injury to the upper part of the torso.
Right.
Work out your ankles if you want to work something out. Work out your feet or something. Look. I'm gonna tell you guys this, right? And then we're gonna have to switch the content because we've been talking about Mitch way too long. So what I would say is this. I would say that if Mitchell Robinson comes back this year and if he proves that he can be on the court for a whole year, then we have an argument to make. But right now, based on what he has done historically and what the Knicks are paying him to do, they don't equate. That does not equal what we're talking about right now. It doesn't. Because what he was, and people say, when he played, he outplayed this contract. I will not argue that fact. I agree with that. But I believe that he has been off the court more than we needed him to be on the court. That's my position at this point. Because when you're off the court, that means I have to hire. Not only am I paying you, I got to pay somebody else to do the same thing I hired you to do. So I'm losing money at this point. So why would I do that? Why would I do that? That's not good business. And I don't care how you shape it or however you want to form the argument. I'm paying two people to do one job. Why would I do that?
Right.
I mean, that's my point. That's my point. So if Mitch comes back this year and he's able to be on the court the whole year and prove that he can stay healthy, then we have an argument. But right now, miss me with that. Because Mitch ain't been around.
So you saying get rid of him?
What I'm saying is, what I just said, if I'm not gonna say get rid of him. What I'm gonna say is this: I'm gonna give him a year to prove that he can stay healthy.
Right. So he only got a year left.
Well, you're right, and that's why they did the contract exception for Mitch's for his contract. They're telling them you get a year to prove that you can stay healthy. If you can't stay healthy, guess what? I'm sorry. Thank you for your contribution.
I know. So that means you gotta trade him before the deadline, or you lose him for nothing.
Yeah, that's way advanced and what I do. I pay people to do that. If I'm in the front office, I pay people to take care of that right there, right? What I'm telling Mitch is this: I need you to stay healthy this year, brother. What I'm telling your agent, Mitch, whoever your agent is, if this is your agent today, if you switch to another agent tomorrow, whomever your agent is, I'm telling them, you, Mitchell Robinson, needs to be healthy this entire year. If you're not, thank you for your contributions. God bless and good night. That's what I'm telling Mitchell Robinson. And that's real. Because what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to pay two people for one position. I'm wasting money. And I don't know anybody. I don't care if you're a millionaire, billionaire, or if you make $50,000 a year. You're not wasting your money like that. Nobody wastes money like that.
I feel you. I don't know.
Go ahead, Fish. Go ahead.
I feel him, but at the same time, I just feel like we only paying him $1 million. But I see what you're saying on the grander scale, though. But
yeah.
On the grander, but yeah, like I don't know.
So let me ask you this, Fish. The money that Mitch has got paid thus far was based on what? What was the basis of his salary?
Just being a rookie.
Okay, so based on being a rookie and the position that he was drafted in is what he was getting paid.
Right.
Okay, so based on being a rookie and the position that he was drafted in, did we talk about him being injured for a prolonged period of time in any season that he played before we renegotiated his contract?
No, but
okay, go ahead. But
being that just knowing Mitchell Robinson's story, like he was a 2nd-round draft pick. Those players barely make the team.
Right.
He's basically the last high school player picked in the draft. If you know, not technically, but basically he didn't go to college. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. I'm feeling what you're putting down.
So he basically came. We didn't think he was gonna, you know, be able to play in the NBA his first season. He actually did it. Okay.
Accolades all around. He overachieved. Okay, go ahead.
Right.
Keep going.
So it's like, I don't know. I just feel like we gotta. I personally feel like we gotta trade him or pay him. It's one or the other.
So Fish, if you paint me into a box right now today, what I know, I'm trading.
Okay, that's what
I'm trading. I'm trading. Look, based on what I know right now, and historically where we have come from the time that we drafted him to where we are right now, I'm trading Mitchell Robinson. I'm sorry, he got to go.
Okay.
Because what I hired you to do, you have not held your end up to the contract, but you still want me to pay you. And then you're going to come back. No, you're not going to come back. What you're going to do is tell your agent to come back in my office, stand in front of my desk, and say, my client wants X amount of money for X, Y, and Z. So when I say, okay, well, your client has not upheld his end of the bargain to what the initial contract was. Now, granted, it's a solidified rookie contract, and he may have outperformed that contract. But right now, I have a whole nother guy, a whole nother person, right? With a whole nother contract that I'm spending because your guy is not available. What are you gonna give me that money back? No, you're not. You're not. So why should I pay your guy? You know what I'm saying? That's my point. If you sign up to do a certain task and you do not complete that task, why am I going to pay you?
Okay. So all right. We're in the consensus that, you know, if you're not going to pay him, we're going to trade him.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel the same.
Let's move on because we on this topic way too long.
Okay.
Way too long. Go. So
what do we do at small forward?
Small forward. Oh my God, boy, Chuck, boy, look, you know how to hit me in my heart, bro. I'm telling you. So this is what I'm gonna do, Chuck. This is what I'm gonna do. Hey, chat. I'm sorry, chat. Fish had me tied up in my feelings for a minute with Mitchell Robinson. I'm telling you, he did. He had me tied. Y'all saw my face. Y'all saw how I was looking.
Situation. That's a real tricky situation right there.
No doubt. No, it could go either way. But chat. This is what I'm gonna ask you, right? We all know what tomorrow entails. Tomorrow begins free agency, right? But what time is it? It's 11:04. So in about 56 minutes, we talking about free agency. So chat, what I want to know from you guys is, what are we talking about at the small forward position? And we know what we did in the draft, or a lack thereof. We know what the roster looks like. Who are you guys looking at for free agency? Talk to me. Talk to me, chat. Talk to me right now.
What are you looking at, Chuck?
When you got the blow, Chuck, that means that
man,
you conflicted. You conflicted, Chuck. I can see it in your face. You conflicted, bro. Come on, now.
Because I'm with the exception of Kelly Oubre.
I need you to come say
the rest of the field is like, we know Kawhi's not going anywhere. We don't even need to have that conversation. We just throw the bag at him. He's already getting a bag and he can get a bag and basically not play this whole year.
Right.
So
Do you think he signs a 1+1 again?
And do it again. So I mean, we take him off the board. Who else there really is but Kelly Oubre? Kelly Oubre, my only issue, a couple issues. He gives me J.R. Smith vibes.
Okay.
Not consistent J.R. Not J.R. with his head on.
I was about to say that.
Taking pictures of Tahiri's cheeks.
Yeah.
JR in the club, JR coming in the arena with the all black, get up on with the broom.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm with you.
So I don't know. There's a word that I like to use, and I, for guys like that, like, we don't need a nut. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Facts.
I do think he has the offensive capability. I like his grit. Like he plays angry. When he dunks on people, it's angry. Okay. I'm thinking Tibbs can get the most out of him.
Tibbs or Bryant?
Both.
Okay.
Both. Because Bryant is going to take his offensive game to another level.
That's fair.
I believe. That's fair. Tibbs is going to instill in him that basketball first mentality, and selling out, because everyone bought into that. Everybody drank that Tibbs Kool-Aid. Everybody drank that thing.
If you come here, you got to if you want to get playing time.
Right. So I like him, but I don't know if I like him enough for 20 plus or $20 million. I don't know. I don't know if I like him that much.
Yeah.
Same thing with Duncan Robinson. Like, not for nothing, feels a lot like Novak to me. And as great as a shooter Novak discount double check was, every time he hit a three, I was throwing on my wrestling belt. He was worse than Reggie Bullock when he came to putting the ball on the floor. Like, and teams started doing that boxing one, getting it crowd his airspace. So when he gets the ball, he has to put it on the floor and make a move. And we saw that it didn't work too well. So I don't know if I want to pay Duncan Robinson $20 million.
Yeah.
That leaves a bunch of no names. I feel like anybody that anyone brings up in the chat about trading for, that should have been done Wednesday.
Yes. Thank God. Chuck, bless your heart. Bless your heart. Oh my God.
We can't go into the season with Knox being the only legitimate small forward on the team. That just cannot happen, because he hasn't done anything to prove that he should be put in that spot.
Mm-hmm.
I know some people feel like, this is his time to prove. No,
he had time. He's had time over and over again.
If we had someone else plus him, I would be more like, let's give him some time against these second stringers this year. And if he doesn't prove himself, we gotta get rid of him. Because of the same impediments that we gave, well, not impediments, but the roadblocks that we've said for Obi,
mm-hmm.
Knox went to do the same thing. Like, our organization wasn't stable. We had I don't
bad
know
coaching.
We had an AAU coach.
Yeah. Yeah. Facts.
Together.
Facts. Look, with the whiteboard.
Yeah. Dude, oh my goodness. Like, like that wasn't even come on, bro. Like, we should have known we were in trouble at the press conference. Yo, Mud, I'm gonna get you right, son.
Day one.
Get you right.
Day one. Look, and that's what I talk about when people have to evaluate talent, right? People got to know. Oh, what happened to Chuck? Chuck just dropped off. So this is what I would say. Just to kind of caveat on what Chuck was talking about. If you're in the front office and you're hiring these individuals, you have to know what you want out of your organization. So first of all, before I get into that, let me give some shout outs to the chat, right? Eric Surreal, I see you in the building. AP Trader, I see you in the building. David Parker, I see you in the building. Queen's Court, the Queen, Steph, I see you in the building. Salute, salute. My man Bodega Wi-Fi, what's good, what's good. The original DSJ, I call him Dwayne Wade. That's my guy. Salute, salute, salute. There you go again. Bodega Wi-Fi, what's good, what's good. Salute. Andy Garcia, salute. Eric Sorrell, salute. Let's see. Let me go. C Mac, what's good, my brother? What's good? What's good? Salute, salute, salute. Hey, so what I would tell you guys is this, right? Oh, no. Hold on. Hold the phone, ladies and gentlemen. Hold the phones, because somebody just popped in the building. I ain't seen him in the New York Minute. Mama said, don't trust you. What's good, Mama said? What's good? What's good? What's good? You know what I'm saying? So, ladies and gentlemen, I need you to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you like what the content that we're putting out, right? So you are now advised into when we go live. Because I'm telling you, today we just had an impromptu show for like an hour. and it was good content, you know what I'm saying? So what I would say is like and subscribe to the channel, and we're gonna continue this thing. We got about a whole nother 52 minutes to get this thing in, right? So what I'm looking for right now from the chat family is this. You know what? I'm gonna ask this question, and I want your honest opinion as to what we got going on right now, right? So when we talk about what could potentially happen, and Soulfinger, I see you. Long Island Sound, what's good? So I want to ask you guys this: what would be a hit or miss in free agency? And I want you guys' honest opinion. And what I want you to get out of your feelings. First of all, take your feelings out of the situation, what I'm about to ask you, because this question I'm about to ask you is going to entail some feelings, right? What I want you to do is think about this. Who is it that would be a hit or a miss for the New York Knicks in free agency? Who is that player? Hey, but I want you to be realistic now. Don't give me these Lowrys and these Kawhis and all these other hyperboles out there. I need for you to be realistic into what we can actually accomplish if the front office actually went out and pursued a free agent. What would be a hit and what would be a miss? A miss would be on 48. I don't want 48 at all. Not even almost. From OUA Knicks podcast to Big Freezy, G-Man, and chat, peace and blessings. Hey, salute for sure. Hey, it's all good. But I'm asking the chat. I want to hear from the chat tonight, right? What I don't want to do is have a whole bunch of talking heads up here on the panel, and we give our opinions, and you guys don't get to give your input. So I'm asking for your input right now tonight. Captain and Coke says Larry will be a hit. Yeah, if we can get him, I agree, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't. AP Trader says Oubre of Lonzo. Yeah, okay. Oubre is probably an option, but Lonzo, I don't think so. Let's see what we got going on over here in the chat. Lonzo will be a hit. Okay, Gary Trent. I can live with Gary Trent. I could, but again, with the Lonzo thing, I think if you follow what's going on with Lonzo right now, he is more apt to making deals with the Bulls right now. Norman Powell will be a hit. Okay, I can deal with Powell. Davion Fisher says save the money. So Davion, are you saying save the money to next year? Is that what you're saying? To when the free agency is going to be a little bit more, we have a few more options out there that's more substantial. Is that what you're saying? Trent Robinson, okay, I got you. A hit would be Dinwiddie, and miss would be Oubre. Oh, so Andy, you don't like Oubre? That's realistic, though. That's realistic. But I think what we need to do is Knicks fans need to come to CP3 is the biggest hit. Okay, so honestly, CP3 is not coming to the Knicks. I said this early in the earlier show. You're not getting CP3, even though he did not. He didn't agree to the extension. They do that so they can get more money. Why? If you're a CP3, why would you leave Phoenix? Why? That's what we got to think about. Let's think about this in logical terms, right? Not happening. Doug McBuckets. Okay. I can see that too. I can see that. Duncan Robinson at $11 million. I don't know, D Wade. I don't know, brother. I don't know. Save money for 22, and we have another season to evaluate Randall. Now, Davion, I like that mindset because I've always said I need to see Randall do the same thing next year, and then we can figure out what we do with him. Bringing back the elf. Oh, hold on. Let me scroll back up. Bringing back the elf is a fail. Soulfinger, I agree 185%. If we bring back Soulfinger, I'm gonna have to take a hiatus on the island someplace, and y'all not gonna hear from me for about a year. I'm telling you right now. I will be crushed if we brought Alpha Payton back to this team. I can't see it. That would be an epic fail. An epic fail for real. Trade the Murray from the Spurs. I agree. I think Randall has a drop off. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. He put the work in last year. We just need to see if he has that same work ethic moving forward before we invest that money on him. You know what I'm saying? That's what I need to see. I see like this shit. So, Finger Boy, you got some terminology. Boy, you got some terminology. Team running back. Only moves that make sense short term and long term. You know, Davion, I talked about that earlier, right? And this is one of the things. And I'm gonna pause my chat for about 2 seconds, right? And I'm gonna look into the Knicks verse, and I'm gonna say this. I have not seen anything that the New York Knicks are doing right now that tells me they don't want to run this thing back. Nothing. No draft picks. And granted, we still have free agency tomorrow, and they could put me on a whole different trajectory. But right now, today, I don't see anything that says they're not looking to run this thing back, other than the fact that we're not bringing back Alfred Payton. Now, I'm not going to say okay with, but I would have to accept the fact that they're bringing these guys back. But I don't want these guys back on one-year deals. So if you're bringing them back, we legit have to put them on a contract and make them earn their money. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at right now. I'm telling you, I need for these guys to earn their money. The Burkses and the whole nine. And so, here we go. Lamb on. Mo! What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good?
So,
boy, look! All of a sudden, I got friends and family. You know what I'm saying? I'm like the cellular network. I got friends and family. What's good, my brothers? What's good? So salute. Let me bring you guys in the way you're supposed to be brought in, right? So first and foremost, salute to my guy Mo. Mo, salute. And you know, you already got my man Chuck. We've been here chopping it up for a hot minute, right?
Yes,
salute
sir.
to my man Chuck and my man Fish. Hey, Fish, you know how we roll. You know what I'm saying? Salute to my man Fish. So, brothers, let me ask you guys this. This is what I want the topic of conversation to be tonight, right? And I've been engaged in the chat, and I want the chat to be involved, right? So I asked this question. Tomorrow, in free agency, what would be a pass or a fail for the New York Knicks? And I'm going to start with you, Mo. What you got?
So I think right now we got to get a point guard. Like, I think tomorrow we need to answer that question, whether it's going to be a trade or free agency, a signing. We got to get that point guard. And I'm not liking what I'm seeing on Twitter right now. We got Kyle Lowry looking like he's going to the Heat. So that's like for now, like if we don't find like it looks like Lonzo Ball's going to Chicago.
Yep.
Mhm.
Who is gonna be the floor general? Like right now, like I'm happy that Elfrid Payton changed his agency.
Yes. Yes.
Because for real, like it's looking crazy. It's looking crazy out there for us. Anthony 212 just said we need to bring back Derrick Rose. Honestly, if we could bring back Derrick Rose and add somebody, just like somebody who could like spell him and be I want Derrick Rose to come off the bench. I don't want him to be our starting
Facts.
point guard.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So that's where I am. Like, let's start from there, and like we can move out there. Like a lot of other things you could do. You know, like there's Kelly Oubre. He's an athlete. You know, you could always use athletes. Like like we can make a trade. I heard Tobias Harris is available.
Right.
I don't know. Kick the tires on that. Like we got cap space. Like let's get talent.
So let me ask you this question right here. Would you be okay with bringing in someone that's not a superstar name, but could fill that role at the point guard?
That's not a superstar?
Right.
I mean, like, yeah, absolutely, because we have money. Like, I feel like we need to spend our cap space. We really need to, like, spend our cap space in the people who are able to play the position. So, like, I would wait. I think Mike Conley's off the board, but if Mike Conley's available, I'd throw $20 million for 2 years at Mike Conley. Just somebody who could play some basketball at the point guard position. That's it.
Well, let me say this: Mike Conley is staying with Jazz. Jazz offering something nutty, like $70-something million.
What?
So they've been working on that since the draft. I don't blame Kyle Lowry for going. First of all, if it's your last hoorah,
right,
and you want to make a bag, no better place than getting paid in Miami, Florida. There's no. I
live in Florida,
tax.
so I know.
Income tax, right?
That's what I live at.
And then it's at least 70 degrees, even when it's cold. You know, everywhere else.
Yes.
So I can see why that would be more appealing. And for New York to get him, you're going to have to spend something that we probably shouldn't spend on.
You have to overpay him,
right?
Yeah.
So you take him off the board. You know, Lonzo going to Chicago. Maybe that might be the right fit for him, because Chicago is a major market city, but it ain't New York.
It's not.
I don't know how that pans out in New York. You know what I'm saying? Everyone who comes here, you're only here for 4 games at the most during the year, or 2 games at the most during the year. You don't know what it's like playing here for real. If you think you were getting bashed in the New Orleans paper, you got the Post, you got the Daily News, you got the Times, and you got the Little Voice. You got everything. You know, breathe. One that's younger than 30.
Okay, there we go. He back.
Younger than 30 at point guard. So once you start, you know, you take Kyle Lowry off the board, you take Alonzo Ball off the board, you take Mike Conley off the board.
Yep.
CP3 is not leaving Phoenix.
Nope, he's not.
They're
going
not going to
nowhere.
let him leave.
Nope.
So you have Dennis Schroeder, who's the only other starting point guard that is left on the board. Do you go after Dennis Schroeder? Because after him, everyone else is a backup point guard.
I say take him. We
No.
need somebody.
No.
Eastern Conference. We're in the Eastern Conference with Trae Young right now. Like that's what we're competing against. Like that's why we drafted a guy like Miles McBride to like compete against that. We need to get we need a starting caliber point guard. Like we can't move on because like if all of those guys are gone, I'm telling you that like William Wesley, like right now he knows all of those guys are gone.
So
he knows that Dennis Schroeder is like probably a guy that no one else is really interested in, but is very, very talented. And I think we need to make a decision. Like,
okay, so this is what I would say, Mo. This is what I would say. I would not discount Dennis Schroeder's talent. I would not. But what Dennis Schroeder is not is a leader of men. That's not his forte.
Yeah,
not his forte. So what I'm looking for when we're talking about, and this is what I talk about when I talk about mid-range point guards to come in and be able to elevate the young talent that we have, right? It's not about the talent that you have on the court. It's about you being able to build teams. You being able to mold these young minds into being NBA players, NBA vets. I need. That's what I need. Dennis Schroeder is not going to win us a championship. That's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm looking for at all. What I'm looking for is someone to come in and being able to take these young guys that we just got and elevate their mindset on what it takes to be a professional NBA point guard. That's what I'm looking for. And for me, Schroeder's not that guy. He's just not that guy. I'm sorry. He's not. I understand what you're saying. I understand the skill set and what he could potentially bring to the franchise. But long-term thinking and building a franchise, he's not that dude for me. I'm sorry. He's not.
That's what I'm saying. The market has changed. And when you're talking about Dennis Schroeder, his price has gone down.
It is.
Russell Westbrook's a Laker now. That guard position has dried. That in the market is dried up.
I agree.
So I'm saying we're at an advantage when we're in front of Dennis Schroeder. For us to not talk to Dennis Schroeder at all, and like I'm not giving him 4 years, $100 million. That's not what I'm like. I don't think we need to do that. I feel like we could get him on like a very maybe 4 years, like $58 million. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna give him 3. I'm gonna give him a 3-year deal.
3 years, yeah.
3 years.
Yeah,
exactly. With the last year being a team option, but this is what I would say. I could bring a Schroeder in here and have him produce, but he is not my guy to be able to mold my young guys. I need somebody else to do that. So if we bring a Schroeder in, we have to bring a Schroeder in with the expectation of bringing a professional vet. Now, I say professional. I'm not saying Schroeder's not a professional, but Schroeder's not in that headspace to where he's able to mold the young guy that's playing behind him, right? What he's playing for is his next contract. Let's be honest. That's what he's looking for.
Absolutely. He's 26 and he should.
Yeah, for real, 100%. So I'm gonna need if we're gonna play Schroeder, if we're gonna get a Schroeder, I still need that vet. And my question still stands as to who is this vet that we're talking about.
There's more money to go around now. So
there is. So we have to ask ourselves, as Knicks fans, based on what I just laid out. And where I think the team is going to go, who is that person that we should be pursuing right now?
The vet.
I know it's hard, and this is a slim season, right? Because we got people. Most of the vets that we're talking about right now are ring chasing. The ring chasers, and they want to go to franchises that have the potential to win a championship. That's where we are right now. But what I'm looking for is I need a vet. And the only person in my mind right now, speaking to you guys and the Knicks verse right now, is Derrick Rose. That's the only I can see. But I've heard reports that Derrick Rose is, he has inclinations of going back to Chicago, rightfully so. He wants his jersey retired up in the rafters and do that. I get it. But what I'm saying, hey, Derrick Rose, listen, you or your agent, I know y'all watch these podcasts. I know y'all do. The only thing I'm asking you, brother, give me one more year. You know what I'm saying? Just give me one more year. Come in here, do what you did last year, and then we good. That's all I want. I ain't talking to nobody else in the Knicks verse, all these superstars. Look, Y'all gonna make me get in my position. And I don't like to get in my position, but you're gonna make me get in my position. Derrick Rose or Derrick Rose agent, whoever gonna see this. I need for you to holler at my man Leon and let him know that you're good. This is the only exception I will make for a 1-year contract. Will be for Derrick Rose. But I need you back, bro. You know what I'm saying? I need for you to bring that magic back and help us through this transitional time that we're going through right now. And this is real. You know what I'm saying? It's real talk. Real talk. This is no BS.
I feel the best place. Go ahead, Chuck.
Okay. 2 points. One, with the point guard, right? If you go with Schroeder, and you're paying, let's say 3 years 60 or 3 years 58, whatever that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
In 2022, a new free agent class is coming out.
Yes, sir.
With the exception of the legacies. When I'm talking about the legacies, the guys that's been with their franchises for multiple years, done one ring, Steph Curry's and all of them.
Yes,
Get
sir.
those out your mind. Those people are not.
Yeah.
Those people are
They're
not
not
coming.
leaving. They're not leaving.
They're not coming.
100%.
Right.
100%. Yeah.
But Zach LaVine will be a free agent. That's someone that has been mentioned in the chat. Oh, we should trade for Zach. We should package up Knox and a pair of kicks, and we can get, those guys will be available, right?
Right.
Aaron Gordon. I don't know how people feel about him, but there's some guys that are going to be 25, 26 available next year.
Right.
What are you looking to spend on the point guard this year, knowing that Randall's contract is up at the end of the year, and you have 2022 free agency coming up?
So that's a lot to unpack, Chuck. And in certain situations, I would say that's unfair, but I'm gonna tell you what I would think, right?
Okay.
So first of all, I'm gonna address the point guard situation.
Okay.
I believe that, and this is gonna sound crazy to some people, but I believe our franchise point guard is already on the team right now, today. But we need to develop that person, right? I'm not going to say who it is, who I think it is, but I'm saying that we need to develop him, right?
Okay.
So once we develop him, the point guard situation is taking care of itself. Julius Randle, his performance this year is going to dictate how we handle him moving forward. Now, if we want to move on to a LaVine or anybody else that's out there in the Knicks verse, then that's what we do. But we have to see what Julius Randle's performance is going to be this year. If he can recreate the performance that we had last year, okay, that's a conversation that we have to have. So maybe I don't need to inquire about a LaVine because I got a Randle. You know what I'm saying?
But G-Man, why Julius Randle got to do it 4 years in a row? If other stars do it 1 year, we'd be clamoring for him. Trade the whole franchise for that one guy that did it 1 year. Julius Randle got to do it 4 years in a row.
Yes.
Why we hate Randle so much?
So that's not hate, Freaky. What I'm saying is what we're going to do is we're not going to do the norm, because the norm we have proven it doesn't work. So if you keep doing the same thing over and over again and hope for a different outcome, that's the definition of insanity. We're not doing that anymore. We're not. So,
G-Man, you saying 21 points and 11 rebounds is insanity
for 1 year?
What he got to do? He got to do 42 and 25 rebounds.
Nope. What I'm telling you is that the performance that Julius Randle did last year, I need to see I'm not saying he got to put those same numbers up. What I'm telling you is I need to see the same production this year moving forward before we can start talking about contract. Because when Julius Randle's contract comes up, let's be honest. It's not going to be a small number, Freezy. It's not going to be a small number.
It should be a very, 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 very big number. Because he did it.
Yeah.
Because he did it in New York. If he put up these same numbers in a city like Portland, Oregon, we wouldn't even be talking about doing it another year.
You're right, but this is New York. And this is the price you pay when you play in New York. You know what I'm saying?
That may be the reason why people don't want to come here. Then
that could be. You are absolutely 100% correct. That could be right. But what I would say is this. You know, I would say that if Randall puts the same or similar numbers up that he did last year, it's a no-brainer, right? But I promise you right now, and that's the only reason we have this conversation, because if we were not having this conversation right now, Julius Randle would already have a contract. Let that sink in for about 2 seconds, right? So if people were enamored with the performance that Julius Randle put up last year, he would already have a contract. If there was no question, he would have a contract.
But see, here's where I want to push back a little bit on that.
Go ahead.
Man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe the front office don't think Randall's that piece.
They don't
pay that much.
They don't
as a championship piece. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
wait, because he didn't get offered the extension yet.
No, not necessarily. I think so. Because if you're that kind of a player, as soon as they're available to give you an extension, they do with most guys.
Yes.
Now,
they do.
now, when you're talking about, maybe the LeBrons of the world, like, nah, you can offer them whatever you're going to offer them. They're going to move at their own pace.
Right.
But Julius Randle has played very well from at least the time that he got here. That his numbers has improved up until last year, where they took a major step, right?
Yep.
If I were the front office, like, okay, well, yeah, let's go ahead and offer him this 4-year, $100 million. But then again, I don't think they feel that
they're not confident. They are not confident.
We need to be talking about this extension, because the real extension is happening next year when he becomes a super max player.
Right.
But that's the thing.
But Chuck,
is he a super max player?
Chuck, what number did you just say? What number did you just say? I missed it.
4 years, $100 million.
You telling me that the Knicks are not willing to offer Julius Randle $25 million a year on second team All-NBA, All-NBA, All-Star, led your team, and your team been trash, bro. Chuck Allen, I'm talking to you. Your team has been garbage. And Julius Randle led that team to the playoffs.
Yes.
And you telling me that you're not willing to offer him $25 million a year, yet y'all will be giddy to get Lonzo Ball for $20 million a year. And he did nothing.
No, I would not be giddy to get anyone like that for $20 million a year. Someone that's not proven. I think Julius Randle was proven. I like Julius Randle. I want to keep him on the team. I'm just saying from the front office perspective, because it's just, it's like when you like a girl, how much do you like her? Yo, man, I like her.
Right.
Why you telling me?
Right.
Why you telling me how much you like her? Go over there and make a move, my G.
Facts. Say it again, Chuck.
If you like her, go over there and talk to her. Go get her number. Say something. Let her know that you're interested.
Facts.
I feel like if Julius was that guy for the front office, it would have been no question. They would have been talking to him about. I know that he can wait. He can bet on himself.
Why
and get a bigger contract?
Reject?
Huh?
Why offer him something that he's going to reject?
So I think.
But that's the same reason why you go talk to her. She might reject you.
She might reject you, and might not give you.
She might reject you.
Look, she might give you her cousin's phone number instead of giving you her number. You know what I'm saying?
You don't think Leon Rose and William Wesley haven't talked to Julius Randle about the contract and what he wants? Julius wants that supermax. We're not talking about no extension. We talking about how to build the team.
So what you're saying, Mo, is Julius is betting on himself. Is what you're telling me right now.
Absolutely. We don't need a whole headline of Julius Randle rejected an extension. No,
I agree. I agree, but I go back to my original premise, right? If I'm the organization, I'm in the front office, what I'm telling Julius Randle's agent is this: if you can come back and give me some semblance of the same performance that you gave me last year, no brainer. We got you. we got you. But I need to see that again because I'm not taking one and done and then basing that off of spending $200 million.
Wait, so what's the baseline for you, like, for not taking Julius Randle back? Like, what situation would you not take Julius Randle back in the Supermax? Like,
24-10.
You wouldn't sign him to a Supermax if he gave you 24-10 next year?
No. I'm saying anything less than that. I need to see 24-10.
Okay,
that's what I need to see. If I can see that, then we're good. We golden. And then Julius Randle moves up a tier to say, okay, maybe we can build around this right here. And then we start putting pieces, in place around that to develop what we need to do as New York Knicks. Because right now, what the Knicks are missing, as much as we give accolades to whatever we did last year, we still do not have a foundational player. Name me a foundational player on the New York Knicks right now.
Julius Randle. What are we talking about?
No, so here we go. Hold on. I'm not asking you from a standpoint of who we believe the foundational player is. What I'm asking you is
clearly this has more to do with Obi Toppin than Julius Randle.
No, it does
clearly, bro. You don't
listen. I have not mentioned Obi Toppin one time all night.
This is unreasonable expectations. You just said the only way you'll consider giving that man that bread is if he do 24-10. 24-10. How many dudes in the NBA do 24-10?
I'm not talking about dudes in the NBA. I'm talking about Julius Randle.
Randle, exactly. What did Obi do last year? Did Obi do 24-10?
Obi is not. I'm not looking at Obi to be the franchise player of the New York Knicks. So that's obsolete. That's irrelevant at this point,
bro. This is ridiculous, G man.
That's
you
irrelevant.
Set the bar too high.
What?
Look, you set the bar way too high.
Freezy, I'm about to spend $200 million. So there is no way you can tell me my bar is too high.
Not for Julius Randle. You ain't spending $200 million. How
much
Julius
am I
Randle, if he get the Supermax, he gonna get something around 31 or 32. If he's gonna get the Supermax, if Julius Randle get his Supermax, he'll be getting Chris Middleton money. He won't even be getting Giannis money.
This is what I would tell you, bro. This is what I would tell you. This is what I would tell you, right? I still want that performance that I feel like he can sustain, right? What I don't want is to feel like that what happened last year is a fluke. I want us to know that this is going to be a continuous performance every year. That's all I'm asking for. And then we can talk about contract.
I don't think he's going to fall off. One thing that we have to understand about, we can go over the cap to sign Julius Randle, right?
Right.
So my thing is this. Okay, you're gonna have some guys available in 2022 free agency to sign, right? Whatever those contracts may be, if we are over the cap with, let's just say we added Lonzo Ball this year and Zach LaVine next year, is that enough to compete for a championship? Now that the Lakers have Russell Westbrook, the Brooklyn Nets will be 1 year removed from all of their health issues.
Right.
The Clippers may have figured out their insufficiencies, and Kawhi will be back off of his injury. Is that enough? Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson.
I think that's enough to make a run, but to win a chip, I don't think so. I'm just saying, I'm being honest. I don't think so. Okay. Unless there are things that happened this year, barring injuries or COVID issues or whatever the case may be, just straight up talent. I don't. Kyrie, Kevin Durant, and James Harden, and then whoever they surround themselves with, dude, come on. I mean, that's a tall order. the Knicks have to go into a situation to say, whatever I'm building to compete against this, right? Are you building to compete against a Brooklyn Nets organization, or are you building to compete against a Lakers organization? What are you building against?
They should be building to beat the Hawks.
Are you thinking the Hawks are a bigger threat than Brooklyn?
I don't think we're going to beat any of those teams right now. None of those powerhouse legacy teams with the three big threes and stacked teams like that. I don't think we're going to beat. I don't think we have enough horsepower to beat any of those teams. So I would be looking to compete with the next generation.
Right.
Well, after these guys retire,
right?
Who should we be looking to go up against? And Atlanta is definitely a team that we have to take
seriously. Yeah, I agree 100%. 100%.
Don't think we can compete against Giannis in the next 3 to 4 years if we make the right moves?
What are the right moves though? And that's what we're talking about. What are the right moves?
Making a dynamic team that has an identity and has a centerpiece. We need to find that one centerpiece.
Who is the centerpiece? Is the question. Who is that guy?
My dream centerpiece would be Donovan Mitchell. If we could get Donovan Mitchell.
If we had that centerpiece, Mo, then maybe we can have that conversation. But we don't have that centerpiece right now. I think Julius Randle is he worth $160 million? Yeah, but at the same time, he's not worth $160 million being the star player on the New York Knicks in my eyes.
So I would say this, gentlemen. I would say based on where we are right now, I think we are doing the best that we can do with the pieces that are available to us. Now, that there is some wiggle room, and we're gonna figure that out in 3 minutes because it's 13 minutes. 13 minutes we'll figure it out because that's when free agency opens up, right? And that's when the phone's gonna start ringing, and all these calls that have been made prior to free agency opening up, you're gonna start seeing Twitter light up with free agency. Yahoo Sports is going to go live, and everything else is going to happen, right? What I would tell you is this: at the end of the day, the New York Knicks has to establish what we are trying to elevate from a foundational standpoint. We cannot continuously go down the same path to say we're going to go along to get along, if that makes sense, right? Mm-hmm. Let's understand what the path forward is going to be, who the players that we're going after, and be clear about what we're talking about. Mo, I'm calling your agent right now. Hey, check this out. I seen Mo do this, that, and the third, right? I'm willing to pay him this much. Is Mo willing to accept this much with these incentives that they got going on? Your agent gonna tell me yes or no. If he tells me no, okay, so what do we need to do to get Mo on board? And then your agent comes back and says Mo wants X, Y, and Z. Okay, I can give you X, Y. I can't give you Z. Take that back to Mo and see if he's open to that. And then you come back and say, okay, yeah, because it's long term. You know what I'm saying? That is the mindset that we need to get to instead of going to these 1 year deals to where we call these guys and say, and I'm begging you for your services for a year. I'm the New York Knicks, baby. Did you understand what that means? I play in Madison. I own the building in Madison Square Garden. Why am I begging you to come play for me?
Because we suck.
Anything to Alonzo Ball.
We suck. You're right, Chuck. We suck.
It don't mean nothing to Alonzo Ball. It don't mean nothing to whoever, Kyle Lowry, none of them. They don't care anymore.
You know what, Mo? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Exactly. That's how we got to rock.
I'm okay with that because at the end of the day, I don't need your services. If you're not buying into what we got going on, well, I need somebody's services, but maybe not yours. How about that? I need somebody's services, but maybe not yours.
Like after watching 2 years of Alfred Payton, we need the services of a real point guard. Like that's
this is my thing, Mo. This is my thing, and you bring me like 180 degrees back to center. Because I've said this from draft day. If we do not address the point guard situation, we have a problem. If you're the front office and your first initiative was not to go out and get me, you can't go draft a rookie point guard. I'm fine with that. I applaud you for that because in my mind, you're looking long term, right? If tomorrow at free agency, we don't address the needed point guard, I'm gonna take a hiatus. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to the Cayman Islands to where there's no internet, there's no TV, there's no cable, none of that. I'm going rogue, bro. And I'm gonna be out there for a minute because I'm gonna need to get my mind together because I don't understand what we're doing.
Yo, in 1 second, in this chat right now, I see like we got McBride. Okay. Like, I love McBride. I love the idea of McBride.
Listen, people.
G-Man, your front office, the front office of your dreams, already addressed point guard. They already got you. They got you Jokovitis. They got you McBride. They got you Freezy.
Stop playing, Freezy. Don't play with me right now. You know I'm in my feelings right now. Don't play with me right now because I told you once. Look, first and foremost, I said this: the young guys that we got in the draft, fine. If you have visions of futuristic things going on that I don't see, okay. What I don't have right now is a veteran point guard, and if I don't get a veteran point guard, there's going to be a problem. There's going to be a problem. That should be the first. If going into free agency, if we don't address the point guard need, then that means that we need to reevaluate who's in the front office.
Well, yes, and this goes back to like if Dennis Schroeder ends up the guy that we get, we should be happy with it. We can't be coming back talking about we could have done better. No, if we get Dennis Schroeder like $15 to $18 million a year, 2 to 3 years, we need to go just run away with it. I feel like
that's a bad. I can't agree with you on that one. Mo.
Yeah, I don't agree either.
Right.
Okay, so
beggars can't be choosers. Okay,
so
proceed.
This is what I'm gonna tell you, gentlemen. Right? So that statement right there reminds me so much of settling for mediocrity. Right? That I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So this is what I'm gonna do, and I will stand by the same thing I said when we talked about Schroeder before. If Schroeder comes to the team, I would agree with him being a starting point guard. What I would not agree with is him being the person that mentors my young players, my young point guards, to bring them up to where they need to be to an NBA caliber. I still need that dude that has those accolades to be able to take a young guy and bring him around and say, this is what you need to do to be a successful NBA point guard. Do you think Schroeder's that guy?
No, but we could re-sign Derrick Rose. Like
now, if we get Derrick Rose and a Schroeder, we good.
All right.
We
could have.
Y'all do realize if we do that, we would have like 6 point guards on the roster, then, right?
You know what? At this point, I really don't care because the point guard is the person that. This is why we've been failing for so many years, right? What we have right now, you legit have a forward, a power forward running your offense. Where does that work in the NBA? Where does that work? Answer that. So somebody please tell me where does that work?
The 2020-2021
Denver?
NBA champions.
Denver?
Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, but that's Giannis Antetokounmpo. Like, come on, man.
No, I agree. I agree with Sarge. You gotta have a point. It's like when your favorite football team y'all don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
No, I agree with him. I'm just saying, you just asked me. It hasn't been done before, and I just gave him the team that just did it. I agree with him, but it has been done.
It can be done. Absolutely, I agree with you.
Wait, hold on. Why are we talking about the Bucks, like Drew Holiday, did like play an amazing series.
Drew Holiday played amazing basketball.
That was a point guard.
He did.
Right. But Drew is definitely more of a combo than a
point guard.
Traditional point.
Yes.
But
absolutely.
that's what Giannis needed. A guy that not only can distribute, but when it's time to make shots, big shots, Drew made big shots and big stops. So he was the right fit. So if Julius is our centerpiece, right? Julius is the guy that we're going to end up paying going forward. Then you need to put guys around him that fit. So it may not be a traditional point guard. It may be a 6'5" or 6'4" combo guard that, okay, let me handle the ball some. Let me set the tempo. Okay, you hot? Go ahead, run it, big guy. Oh, you got the mismatch? Oh, he can't stop you in the open court. You run the point, and I can spot up or cut and move to make things easier for you.
Right.
So, like I was saying earlier, we have to make a decision. Like, if Julius is that guy and we're going to pay him, then we have to put the pieces around him. Because, not to bring up Melo again, once D'Antoni left, and it was officially Carmelo's team,
say it, Chuck.
You didn't put the right pieces around him.
Say it, Chuck.
You put pieces out there, but they want the right pieces to get the most out of him and be effective. That way you could win at a higher clip.
Facts.
If we got Dennis Schroeder, people like we can't. Dennis Schroeder is better than Elfrid Payton.
Absolutely, every day, all day. Every day, all day.
I wouldn't be
That's
mad.
That's not hard to do, though.
Okay, you're right.
But this is the thing, guys. Right? This is what we have to realize. It's not. I understand when we talk about a player's attributes and what they could potentially bring to the team.
Right.
But do they fit into the scheme of what the team essentially is today, right now? Right. So when you start bringing guys in that are outside of what we did last year, that could upset the apple cart. You know what I'm saying? And once you upset the apple cart, you're not as efficient as you were 2 days ago. Understand what I'm saying? So if we bring in a Schroeder or whomever, I don't care who it is. You throw a name out there. I don't care who it is. But the thing is, what we don't want to do is we don't want to go outside of what has already been established. We need to build upon that instead of upset what it is and then have to recreate the things that we just accomplished in the previous year.
Wait, then G-Man, can I ask you a question real quick that pertains to that?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So my question is, then why do we hire an agent as president if he can't get us actual free agents and he cannot draft well? I mean, we have the most cap space in the league. We got the 4th seed, and free agents like Lonzo Ball are still not even looking at us. I mean, there's got to be a red flag, man.
So I would tell you what I think. I'm not going to tell you what the front office thinks because I'm not in the front office, but this is what I think, right? I think that whenever you hire someone, you look at their resume, right? So you go off the resume, you interview the person, and once you ask the questions or whatever the case may be, you feel really good about this person and what they can do for your organization. So from a Leon Rose perspective, I believe what the Knicks did is they went through the interview process, the whole HR thing, and the thing that the Knicks were believing was that Leon Rose could bring, and Freezy talked about this last night, right? And he was very adamant about this last night. He very adamant, right? So when you talk about a Leon Rose and what we thought that he was going to be able to produce, he's not done that to this day. To this day, Leon Rose has not done what the Knicks thought that he was